He was a long shot to make the NHL, a long shot to make minor pro, and a long shot to win the Stanley Cup. But he did that. A very, very talented player. Montreal took a big chance on him at the NHL entry draft in 1981. The fifth round, 88 overall. But a native of Canton, Massachusetts, did well to graduate literally from Canton, Massachusetts High School to be a cup winner in that rookie season with Montreal in '86, where so many players did quite well. So we're talking about the big drink of water and very handsome man. Could have been a movie star, Steve Rooney. Now Steve Rooney first came to major prominence because of these 4 seasons with Canton of the Massachusetts High School system. He was drafted in his senior year in 1981. Now won a ton of awards. He was Eastern Mass Division II High School Player of the Year in '81, the Boston Globe Mass High School All Star First Team in '81, Patriot Ledger Mass High School All Star First Team, again that campaign. He was a Mass Comic League All Star First Team 79, 80, and 81, and he was the league's points leader in '81 and Canton captain. Now, he was not selected in the 1980 NHL Draft despite being eligible. He also played football as a high school freshman. Now, his father owned a bar near Boston's Fenway Park and grew up an avid Boston Bruins fan. He's number 16, prominent, of course, was retired by Canton in 2001. Now, he debuted with Montreal late in the '85 season, April 4th against the Nordiques. Wore number 28 from Montreal, and later on in number 18 with Winnipeg and New Jersey. Now, in 154 NHL games, 15 goals, 13 assists, and 28 points. And with Montreal, of course, they played in one Stanley Cup playoff game in '86, and therefore was a Cup winner. Now, when he moved to Winnipeg, he took a more forceful role, and with 33 minutes and penalties in the '88 postseason for the Jets. Now, he joined Montreal for the balance of the '84 season after completing his NCAA eligibility at Providence, with his final NCAA game being the '85 title loss to RPI. He missed half of the '86 season with a shoulder injury suffered during Montreal's November 23rd game versus Calgary, but he had to go for surgery 5 days later. He also missed part of the '88 season with a broken ankle, suffered during Winnipeg's game against Boston on November 18th, '87. He did not return to action until about a month later. Now, injuries continued in the '88 season with a bruised back and a fractured rib in February of that year. He was out for about 2 weeks. He also missed start of the '89 season with a right shoulder injury, suffered when he was checked by Joe Patterson during one of New Jersey's preseason games versus the Rangers in September '88. Now, he re-aggravated the right shoulder injury, suffered during a game against Vancouver. It needed surgery, and he was out for quite some time. Now, he was also again suspended for one game of the NHL for having two stick-related game misconducts. The first came on December 31st at Pittsburgh, and the second on January 23rd versus Minnesota. Now, right shoulder problems again, and he was eventually released by New Jersey in October 10th, 1990. So the injuries to his shoulder really hampered his career. He did sign with LA as a free agent on November 13th, '90, but never played for the Pirate Club. Now, he was mired in the minors for most of his career. Very good in Sherbrooke and Utica of the AHL, Phoenix IHL, and of course, playing with the Maine Mariners of the AHL. Now, he was college hockey stats bureau's all-academic team in '85. He was also on the regular season champion Sherbrooke squad in '87. A major in business management at Providence. He eventually made a lot of contacts in the sport as he was a college roommate of former NHL player Peter Taglianetti. He did return to Boston area, became a sales executive for a Quincy, Mass. Broadband company. He's also has been active in old timers charity hockey. Now, Montreal really decided not to seek a future with young Rooney as he was traded for Francois Gravel in early January '87. So it was a lot of players were fighting for 5 players, almost for 2 spots, and he was the odd man out. So, '81, he played for the Wexford Raiders of the OPGAHL with 33 points in 36 games. Providence over 4 seasons. And the big campaign, of course, was 85, 28, 21, and 49, 42 games. But 85 was his breakthrough. He had 1 goal in 3 games in a regular season, 2 goals in the postseason. Unfortunately, lost to Nordiques in the second round. But there was high hopes for him, but injuries really took him out. And a very rugged player. He had 114 minutes in penalties in 38 games in 86, 2 goals, 3 assists for 5 points. 87, he only played 2 games with the big club. Most of the year in the minors were Sherbrooke. Again, Winnipeg, his game changed. 2 goals and 3 assists for 5 points in 87, but 88 he took more of an enforcer role. 217 minutes in penalties in 56 contests. 89, 79 minutes in penalties in 25 games. Utica, he also played the majority season there. 25 points in 57 games, 134 minutes in penalties. New Haven in 91 and Phoenix of the IHL, 16 goals, 22 assists for 38 points, 207 minutes in penalties, and 92 with the Mariners, 2 goals, 3 assists for 5 points. So final NHL totals 15, 23, 28, 500 minutes in penalties, 325 in the postseason, 86 minutes in penalties, and had the big fight, of course, in the 85 playoffs. So we saw Steve as a project. He never really started putting up the big penalty numbers until that season with the Habs in '86. And like I said, I don't think he was a goon. Like there was only certain amount of players could make it. Yeah, John Cordick and Rooney, but Rooney was a tough nut, boys. I saw him play, but I think he styled the game. 6'2", 205, 210 pounds. But he was like I said, tremendous fan favorite in Montreal because he's a handsome guy, personable, and the reputation of Massachusetts players in Quebec. It precedes because high school players in Maine, Vermont, and Massachusetts, New Hampshire are very well respected. And at Providence again, he was getting major, ESPN coverage. The one announcer basically said, I don't know if he's ever going to make Montreal, but if he does, Montreal's going to really enjoy this player. But like I said, we'll always remember him because that glory year of '86, again, he was one of the rookies that made it good that year. And I think the biggest thing with that '86 team, when they were all in Sherbrooke the year before, that year was key. And the '87 season especially, 58, 20, and 2, they were loaded for Bear in that '86-'87 season, losing again in the final to Rochester, and the 12-5 run of the '85 team. Again, that's tremendous. So I mean, for us Montreal Canadiens fans, the idea of Rooney is playing Sherbrooke. He's playing Montreal. Like I said, he was a very, very popular guy. And 43 games with the Habs didn't really, to me, they should have given him a better chance. But like I said, you were getting a lot of, he would be probably a healthy scratch in most games because he became a one-dimensional player later on. Not because we thought he would ever become one-dimensional, but it was how do you go from 217 minutes and penalties in a season after not taking many penalties in college or in the elite high school level or whatever. But like I said, Steve Rooney, again, one of our magic dozen or more rookies of that '86 campaign. He will always be a one of the favorites of the Montreal Canadian fans. And I hope he's had a life that he knows that we respect him and see a lot we owe him a lot for being there for us when we were trying to rebuild the franchise, because '82 and '84 were rough goals because Schott had left, Lambert had left, Lapointe had left. They were all pretty well gone, and we needed rookies like him to make it go. So if you like what we're doing on our high school stars of the U.S. of the '70s and '80s, let us know with a like, comment, subscribe, or share. And don't forget, as Howie Meeker once said, and maybe Brad Marchand has learned, got to keep your stick in the ice. Have a good one. Bye.